In a historic move, Linda McMahon's confirmation marks a pivotal moment for transforming America's education system and future reform initiatives. The Senate approved her nomination with a close party line vote, reflecting intense partisan debates over federal education control across America. Linda McMahon, a former WWE co-founder and business leader, brings an unconventional background to education policy with significant political ambition. Supporters praise her business acumen, arguing that decentralizing federal oversight will empower local educators and communities nationwide for lasting improvement. Critics warn that her lack of traditional education experience may jeopardize essential programs and widen academic inequality gaps significantly overall. Her appointment aligns with the administration's commitment to reducing bureaucratic influence and rethinking federal education funding models for future generations. Inside sources reveal plans to restructure key department programs, emphasizing vocational training and STEM initiatives for modern workforce demands nationwide. McMahon's initial communications promised to cut through bureaucratic red tape and refocus resources on core academic subjects with innovative strategies. Education reform advocates believe her business experience can drive efficiency and introduce fresh ideas into school management across diverse communities. The confirmation vote has ignited debates over the appropriate balance between federal oversight and local educational autonomy in current politics. Policy analysts predict sweeping changes as McMahon initiates plans to streamline operations and reevaluate grant distribution methods for equitable access. Her strategy includes expanding career technical education, aiming to equip students with skills relevant to emerging job markets' nationwide growth. Officials within the department are preparing for potential restructuring, signaling a dramatic shift in operational priorities amid forthcoming comprehensive changes. Critics from both sides express concerns over the abrupt nature of the proposed departmental overhaul and budget adjustments, sparking controversy. Opponents argue that dismantling federal structures might lead to unequal education standards and resource disparities across regions, causing widespread challenges. Senate Republicans emphasize the need for efficiency, claiming that current bureaucratic practices hinder innovation and progress in schools consistently, undeniably. Democratic lawmakers maintain that robust federal oversight is essential to ensure equitable funding and maintain nationwide academic standards without compromise. The new administration plans to collaborate with state officials to implement reforms tailored to local community needs and values effectively. Key education advocates are monitoring the situation closely, awaiting detailed proposals and clearer timelines from McMahon's team for immediate clarification. Some local districts express optimism, anticipating that streamlined operations could yield faster, more responsive educational services and enhanced student engagement. McMahon has pledged to maintain support for programs assisting underprivileged students, despite calls for departmental downsizing while ensuring community inclusiveness. The proposed overhaul might include merging administrative offices and redirecting funds towards innovative classroom technologies and teacher training for excellence. Education industry experts caution that rapid restructuring may disrupt established programs, urging a measured approach to sweeping reforms with caution. The confirmation and reform plans arrive at a time when national debates over public education are particularly heated across states. Several prominent educators and political commentators have already voiced both support and skepticism in public forums, sparking widespread community discussions. Analysts note that McMahon's business-driven methods could inject fresh energy into long, stagnant educational bureaucracies while potentially reshaping outdated administrative practices. Inside the department, staff members express cautious optimism, mixed with uncertainty about the rapid pace of change ahead. Overall sentiment. McMahon's appointment is seen as a bold experiment to transfer decision-making power from federal to local authorities, sparking innovative debates. Her leadership style promises a shift towards efficiency, accountability, and a more market-driven approach to public education, fostering dynamic improvement. The reform package is expected to address outdated curricula, integrate technology, and better prepare students for future economic challenges comprehensively. Industry leaders suggest that a streamlined education department could foster stronger partnerships between schools and private sectors, driving mutual growth. At public forums, community members debate whether decentralizing education will diminish federal accountability or encourage localized innovation, sparking lively discussion. Critics also caution that significant cuts in federal oversight might undermine national standards and leave vulnerable populations exposed in peril. McMahon's team asserts that their reform blueprint will preserve key protections while eliminating unnecessary administrative burdens without sacrificing essential services. In recent interviews, McMahon stressed the importance of pragmatic solutions over ideological rigidity in addressing educational challenges for sustainable progress. The evolving reform agenda is expected to be a subject of heated debates in upcoming legislative sessions and public hearings. Observers note that McMahon's decisive appointment could signal a broader shift in the nation's policy-making landscape, transforming traditional governance structures. Her innovative approach is already inspiring discussions among education reform groups and influential policy think tanks nationwide with promising potential. Political strategists are closely analyzing how McMahon's policies might influence upcoming election debates on education reform across diverse voter bases. Media coverage of her confirmation has been extensive, with headlines emphasizing both transformative potential and controversial reform proposals igniting debate. McMahon's vision challenges the long-held notion that educational policy must remain insulated from market-driven innovation by consistently promoting competitive strategies. Her nomination is also part of a broader political narrative favoring deregulation and a reduction in centralized governmental control significantly. Lawmakers and education stakeholders await detailed policy briefs that will outline implementation steps and safeguard student interests, ensuring transparent accountability. Early indicators suggest that McMahon's appointment might accelerate reform timelines, prompting swift actions from various education agencies across multiple districts. The unfolding events reflect a broader shift in American politics, where education has emerged as a battleground for ideological contestation. Policy experts stress that any successful overhaul must balance innovation with safeguarding established educational rights and standards for long-term benefit. While the reforms spark debate, McMahon remains determined to implement changes that redefine America's approach to education with steadfast resolve. The coming months will reveal whether this controversial appointment transforms education policy or deepens existing partisan divisions beyond political rhetoric. As debates intensify, education stakeholders from every sector closely watch the unfolding policy experiments at the department with high anticipation. McMahon's tenure now begins, setting the stage for a transformative yet contested era in American educational governance, sparking national debate.